Mangakas are known for one thing: dying too early. Ishinomori, Sato, Miura, and countless more. So to be the best, is that the price we must pay? If I love to draw, does that mean that I must draw myself to death? What would you sacrifice for your own dream? Or could there be another way? Growing up, I was always fat. So naturally, I always wanted to be like those people who weren't fat, who weren't self-obsessed over hatred, who were ripped, who were confident, who undeniably earned it through hard work. But funnily enough, my own obsessions over the musculature of our anatomy and improvement were not going to end there. Because it was right around the time that I'd started my journey for fitness that I also started drawing. And the collision of these two worlds is what shaped everything from that moment on. So it was in high school years. It was in those cold early mornings and the late boiling afternoons where the juvenile dreams of a boy would start to blossom into an ambition that would span a lifetime. Fast forward many years of practicing and trying to get to that point of being good enough. All those years of prolonging the inevitable only made me more hesitant and unsure of myself when I finally was able to start. And even though getting through the 100 pages of the first chapter was daunting and seemed like an Herculean task at times, I was not ready for what was about to unfold. Getting through that hump, the initial phases of doubt and resistance, would only result in the satisfaction of finally being able to unite with a beloved. I knew I loved to watch anime. I loved to read manga even more. I knew that I really enjoyed drawing and making my manga would be really cool, right? But nothing could prepare me for how much I would end up falling in love with the process of finally making my own manga. And oh boy, did I fall hard. Many minutes and hours on end of drawing manga quickly became days, weeks, months. I would always try to apply and preach to myself about a strong work ethic, but it was never nothing like this. I was fully dedicated and I was loving every second of it. Nothing could hinder the commitment towards my mission now. I was finally at the other side of the rainbow, where the grass is greener. I hadn't made it. I had barely started. But people always say to find something you absolutely love to do and to pursue with vigor. I had done it. I found it. I found my passion. Not only was I waking up and going to bed drawing manga, but in my dreams I was in the world of drive. But then, my body would push back. This wild period of no consequences had run its course and would abruptly end on what should have been a cozy, peaceful night in February. Instead, it was a long, sleepless nightmare. The echoes of my heart palpitations ringing through my skull and my whole body. The walls felt as if they were caving in to the rhythm of my heartbeat. Until I would open my eyes and everything seemed fine, but something was clearly wrong. There was a storm brewing inside of me. Things had to change. I had to change. I thought that passion meant sacrifice, and so I sacrificed everything. I stopped working out. I was eating fast food once a day to save on time. The structure of my life there was no structure to my life. It was all capital letters manga and everything else was neglected. After consulting with friends and family members about this issue of a sleepless night, which later became many more nights just like this one, it was clear that I had to stop. So that's what I was left with. Do I die for my manga, or do I stop just to imprison myself to a life without it? Wrong question. I didn't need to give up on manga at all. I just had to build a body that could survive it. And the first step is water. Cutting out all sugary drinks is absolutely elemental, but by itself, it isn't enough. We have to keep going. Next up, surprise, surprise, fast food isn't good for you. So I had to learn how to cook healthy. It doesn't save time, but it does save money. And time is money, so you got that. And finally, this definitely was not in the books: cardio. I thought that you had to be the type of person that does cardio to do, well, cardio, but I couldn't have been more wrong. Everybody should do it. Everybody that has that same mental block as I did, you have to let it go. You have no idea what you're missing, especially if you're fat. You have an underlying potential as an endurance athlete that you've never tapped into. I promise you, Cardio isn't optional. It's absolutely imperative. The compounding of these principles started to bear fruit, and over time, I truly became ripped for the first time in my life. Not trying to cut or bulk, I just kept trying to be better than yesterday. And sure enough, with time, I would become the Ripped Mangaka. With my time being divided up these days between manga, running, cooking, school, and the addition of this channel, I sometimes find myself yearning for an alternative reality where I could go back to that moment in time where my entire waking moments were nothing but manga. But I had to learn the hard way that this new way is the true expression of love towards my craft. Because think of it, if I love to draw so much, do I neglect absolutely everything? No food, no sleep, draw non-stop for a week, and then die for it? Or do I divide my time to live a more healthy and balanced lifestyle where hopefully I do get to live a long, balanced life filled with many, many more years of drawing manga? That 1 week time frame may seem extreme, but stretch it out, and this is essentially what I was doing. So, to break out of the loop and be the exception to the rule of mangakas having early heart issues, I didn't need to stop drawing manga at all. I just had to draw less so that I could draw more. I hadn't imprisoned myself to a life without it. On the contrary, if I get to see the natural end of my days, it will be many days filled with the miraculous creation of art. So, when you find something you absolutely love, do you blitzkrieg into it and rush to its natural conclusion, which also may end up as your own demise? Or do you gradually take it in, savor every second, while you let it sit with you in those eternal moments of bliss? I know my answer. So that's it. That's how, or rather, why I became ripped as a mangaka. We all think we're invincible until we're not. So let me just remind you that health truly is wealth. And without true balance, the scales are bound to topple over to either side. So I'm gonna keep on keeping at it, fulfilling my ambition, whilst also fulfilling my duty towards my body, towards a long, healthy, balanced life. For anyone trying to love something without killing yourself over it, I see you, and thanks for watching. Being healthy is absolutely crucial if you have a dream that won't hesitate to take its toll on your body. And if that dream is making manga, then here are 5 things you absolutely have to know before starting your own manga. Let me just remind you that wealth truly is wealth. Yeah.